I would have never guessed that one of the most requested weapons for the series is going to be the Ambassador, of all things. But here we are. The Ambassador is a Mastery Rank 10 primary rifle that does pure electricity damage. Now the weapon comes with two different fire modes that you switch between by pressing the secondary fire button. The primary fire is fully automatic, does 24 damage per shot, and it comes with a 14% crit chance, a 2.8 times crit multiplier, and a 26% status chance. And the secondary fire is charge based and fires an explosive laser. This does 600 damage on a direct hit, as well as 800 damage with a 6-meter explosion, and it sports a 16% crit chance, 2.8 times crit multiplier again, but a 32% status chance. One of the not so great things about the Ambassador though is getting it, because the blueprint comes as a reward on rotation C in Corpus Empyrean Survival. And the parts drop from arachnoids, which you luckily also find in these Corpus Empyrean missions, but also from Narmer arachnoids if you do Narmer bounties in Orb Vallis. Fortunately though, all the bits and bobs for the Ambassador are tradable, so you can just buy it from someone else. This is going to be an interesting little adventure, because we can go pure electricity, we can go hunter munitions, and then we have the two fire modes as well. I'm excited. I'm gonna start off with Merciless, because I think it works better for the primary and secondary fire, but we might switch into Deadhead later on. Let's get some basic mods on. Galvanized Chamber. Do I want to go with Scope? Let's go with Scope. Yeah. And we of course want to run Galvanized Aptitude. I kinda want to run double crit with crit delay, so let's try that. Bit of crit damage, 6.2x, that is a big multiplier. Yeah, the crit chance isn't the highest, but the crit multiplier makes up for it. I want to try something here. Let's get Unranked Malignant Force and then Rhyme Rounds, so that we have more electricity than Vital. And we top it off with Hunter Municiones. Aha! Let's not go too crazy right off the bat. Okay, the fire rate's feeling pretty good, even with crit delay, that's quite nice. Damage is decent enough. Alright, that's not too bad. I am having a little bit of trouble keeping Galvanized Scope stacked up now that we only have heavy gunners left. That's an interesting problem. Okay, if we want to use the secondary fire, we're gonna need some fire rate. This is way too slow. And it's also consuming a lot of ammo. I'm not a big fan of it, actually. And again, I'm having trouble keeping Galvanized Scope stacked up. I think we're mostly gonna stick to the primary fire. It just feels a lot better. I'm pretty sure that hybrid is the way to go because of the high crit damage, but I want to try a status-based setup that just takes advantage of the innate electricity and see how that works as well. Something like this, I guess? It's pretty straightforward. Maybe some shreddage would be nice as well. Definitely Merciless for this one. Surprisingly enough, armored units are a bit of a problem, but I think it would work if we brought armor strip and all that. It's just that the original build, the Hunter Munitions build, doesn't really need armor strip because it has the slash to get through armor and then electricity to deal with everything else. So I think we're gonna stick to that. It was a good idea, I'm glad we tried it, but back to Hunter Munitions we go. Please don't steal my kills, Harold. Hold up. I don't think Harold is actually the right bet. Where did I put ya? Aha! Bigos Nichos. Hey. And we want to put on Hellstrom because I have Vigilante mods on it. Right off the bat, the ramp up is much better because Bigos Nichos doesn't do a lot of damage. He's mainly there just to prime Vital and to provide me with the Vigilante set bonus. We are getting a lot of orange crits. That's exactly what we wanted right there. Look at that. Awesome sauce. This is a really good damage combination as well. Having slash and electricity whilst providing your own Vital feels nice. The damage is a little bit all over the place because Hunter Munitions is somewhat random, but overall, this is more than good enough for Steel Path. This is a problem though. Oi, 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 oi. That is worse than usual. My goodness. Let's give Deadhead a shot. I'm not sure I want to run it because we have electricity and slash, but maybe. You know what? It works well enough, especially with the Vigilante set, so we're getting orange crits in there as well. We actually get enough kills to keep it up. The extra headshot multiplier is also very nice for beefier units. It helps a lot with the DPS. The acolyte damage is atrocious though. My god, this is bad. I also want to try the Mech Special here because we can really narrow down the status effects we get. Yes, we can do Mech Special with primed cryo rounds for a ton of extra damage and more crit stuff. We need a Forma though. I think I'm gonna put it under aptitude, and then we're gonna have to shuffle this around so that it's under primed cryo rounds. So we can do it like that for the 100 munitions build, and this then lets us run primed cryo rounds and crit. Nice. And Deadhead is an absolute no-brainer here because we have no damage over time. Okay. Uh-huh. I wanted to try just to see how it compares to the 100 munitions setup. That is... Whoa! That is very strong, my god. Okay. That is so much stronger. What the hell? That is going on config A. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, the ramp up is really nice as well. Because of the extra headshot multi, we have loads of base damage. This is awesome. This is also a really good set of stats for all kinds of factions, because we have corrosive and radiation for all kinds of armor, then we have cold, which is great for shields. I genuinely thought the Hunter Munitions Vital setup is gonna win, but no, the Mech Special is an absolute boss on this. And we're done, that was lovely! And let's finish it off with a clean test, no shards, no pet. It's not as good, but it's still more than good enough. The napalms take a few more shots than I would like, but if you don't have the shards and you don't want to run a specific pet, you can still use this and it's gonna be a-okay. So, by far my favorite build for the Ambassador is the Mech Special with primed cryo rounds, where we have Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, a Galvanized Scope for crit chance, a Vital Sense for crit damage, and then Radiated Reload for radiation and reload speed, primed cryo rounds for a ton of cold damage, High Voltage and Malignant Force for corrosive damage and status chance, and Galvanized Aptitude for status chance and condition overload. You don't necessarily need anything for the Exilus, so you can leave it blank or you can put whatever you want in there, and for the Arcane, Primary Deadhead is really nice because we have no damage over time, so it's really easy to stack and you get the extra multiplier on top of the base damage. Now, while the setup does benefit from having either 2 regular Emerald Archon shards or 1 Tau Forged Emerald Archon shard for more corrosive procs, it's not necessary. It's not gonna be as good without them, but it's still gonna be fine. And for the second build, we have a Hunter Munitions Vital Hybrid, where we run Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, Galvanized Scope, and Crit Delay for crit chance, as well as Vital Sense for crit damage. Then we have Galvanized Aptitude for status chance and condition overload, Rhyme Rounds, and Unranked Malignant Force, so we have a better distribution of electricity and vital, and we top it all off with Hunter Munitions for slash procs. One thing you could do with this setup to make it a little bit stronger is to outsource Vital somewhere else, like onto a pet or your frame, and that will give you 2 extra mod slots, which you can then fill with a Bane mod for a ton of extra damage, and even an electricity mod so you have better electricity procs. Or you could add more base damage with Serration, or crit damage and status chance with Hammer Shot, that kind of stuff. The Arcane of choice here is also Primary Deadhead, though sometimes on damage over time builds, Deadhead is not the best because you need direct headshot kills. The Ambassador surprised me quite a bit, and it was a good surprise as well. It performs way better than expected, and it's actually a lot of fun as well. It is a bit of a pain to get, but it is a tremendously fun weapon to use. So of course I would recommend you give it a shot. It's very fun, does great damage, and it looks cool too. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed the video. I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, it means a lot to me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.